everyone, it's Lisa Jane, and I know I haven't been online for a while, but we all know that things have been crazying up and getting quite explosive out there, as well as very draining, exhausting, and just kind of having felt we've had enough. Right, here in South Africa, we are blessed in that the lockdown is kind of undone. So we can go and visit restaurants, and we can attend functions, and we can walk up the mountain, albeit with a face mask on. But at least there has been some loosening up or unraveling. I know that a lot of my clients in Europe, in London, in the UK, and in the States are experiencing something very different. So what I wanted to do today, and excuse the wild look because I went for a beautiful surf in the ocean this morning, which was very much needed, is that I just need to come on to be here, to be present with you, and just to say that everything is going to be okay. Now, I know that many of you might be shaking your heads and saying, what is going on, Lisa Jane? What are we supposed to do with the energies? What am I supposed to do with how my physical body is feeling? What am I supposed to be doing with all the doubts and the negativity that is sinking into my mental field? What am I supposed to do with the desire that I'm here to do something more, and yet I don't have a clue what it's about? Well, my message to you from my guides is that for now you just need to settle and find common ground, find a centering within yourself, and really look at honoring who you are. Now, as a healer and a psychic, seer, whatever you want to call it, I am able to go into my client's field or anyone else and just move all the stuff out the way and say, right, that needs to move, that needs to move, that needs to move. This is your path. Or at least give them an indication of who they are as an energetic being and what their path is. Now, whilst I have that ability, I also know that for myself, it's very, very difficult. It's not that easy, right? And so I know too that what I've been experiencing over the last days and weeks, many others, if not the majority of the people on the planet, are experiencing too. And what is that? It's a level of frustration about not being able to see yourself. It's a level of frustration about how you beat yourself up. It's a level of antagonism of I'm fed up, it's time now, so there's a lack of patience. And it's also related to I need that person, I need that guru, I need that mentor, I need that significant other who's going to tell me that I'm spectacular and amazing and I can do what I need to do. However, let's take a deep breath there. It is always only about the self. And so your path, your ask right now is about you being able to access the light that is you, and you being able to stand back and acknowledge the magnificent being you are. And that is probably one of the hardest things in the world to do, but it is the most important thing. And this is going to be a video that I'm going to put out in the next few weeks, right, when I've received more information, excuse me, is that the December 21st portal 2020 feels as significant, and that was my mail making a noise, so I'm just going to turn it off, feels as significant as the December 21, 2012 portal was for a lot of us, right? There it's off. So what do we need to do in order to get ourselves ready to move there? Well, the biggest ask is in honoring and trying as far as possible to see yourself. Now, of course, what this means is putting everything else out the way. And on having a conversation with my beautiful man this afternoon, he put it very clearly, and I'm going to credit him here, and I'm going to describe to you what it was that he offered in terms of a visual. And that is, if we were standing in this field And when I say we, we're talking about the little insignificant ego, personal me, and that larger than life, beautiful expression of source energy, me, you, that is standing in the field. Now, in order to make our way towards the 21st December portal, of which I will share with you more, because it's tiny, it's the eye of the needle portal, we need to close this gap between this little ant like me, which is how I described it to him today, and this beautiful shining me, you, that is waiting there to be acknowledged. Now, one of the things I have a very strong understanding and belief of is that for most of the human existence, and especially that in the last few thousand years, we have been led to believe that we have no power. We have been led to believe that there is only one power, and that's above and outside of us. We have been led to believe that we are less than, that we are disconnected, that we have to beg and steal and borrow from others or from source or from God, or do so many things in order to find acceptance, in order to be seen, and in order to be acknowledged. And that is not true. It's one of the biggest lies and the biggest misnomers that we have been given, is that we are separate from that version of self that is all-knowing, that is all-loving, and that knows what steps to take in order to follow the highest potential, right? So this, and I'm not saying it's going to end in the next couple of months, but these next few months and the few years following are all about you finding or connecting with that aspect of yourself that is standing in the middle of the field and shining their light. Because there are many things that hold you back. There are family patterns. There are things your parents might have told you. There are things your children might have told you. There are things that your friends expect of you, that you feel a tension inside that actually this is not me. So how do I move past that? How do I find me? And if my own experience is anything to go by, there is a lot of internal self-talk that kind of says, you don't cut it, you're not good enough, you should try harder, you need to drop XYZ, you need to reclaim ABC, and then maybe you'll find it. And actually, it's not about that. It's not about all of the external things, the more studying, the more learning, the eating patterns, the exercise patterns. If my body looks like this, maybe it'll be different. It's not any of those things. It is a very, very personal journey to the interior of your soul, to stand back and acknowledge that bright, shining light. Now, one book for me that has been very powerful on my journey was a book by Carolyn Myss, which was, I think it's called The Interior Castle, because Saint Teresa of Avila was a guide for me in my formative years and in my years of spiritual awakening. And what that really represents is that your interior castle, your soul, is full of the most beautiful jewels, has many rooms, and many or most of us never get to experience those because we're so busy flagellating or self-berating. It's like the natural human condition. And part of me really believes that it has been a narrative of the dark side, if you want to call it that, the ego side, the anti-soul side, that has aimed to take us away from that place where we can see with our own eyes what light we can hold. And we may call it self-love, and we may call it self-compassion, and we may call it self-awareness. There are so many names to this. In my beautiful man's language, my earth angel, my soulmate, my twin flame, it's like you are standing in a field, and you are the little one here, and your bright shining light is there. And it's the path you take in walking towards that self and looking at what things drag you down. They might be your own self-generated, they might be other people. But what I ask of you in this lead up towards the December portal is that you take the time to use the visual of standing in a field and looking in the distance at your most beautiful self. Not asking your partner to tell you, not seeking out there for someone else to tell you, not attending another course or seeing another healer who do help. So you're also welcome to contact me to help you see that, to take down the blinds, to remove the shields. But is walking the path where you say, actually, I don't need to do this, that, or this, or this, or that, or that. I need to start honoring myself and say, I want to find you. I want to reconnect with you. I want to tie that golden thread between my heart and that soul heart, so that this human, this ego, this little person doesn't believe that they are so far apart or disconnected that we, you cannot walk our soul path. So with everything that is going on in the world, and there is immense amount. I mean, in the United States, I send all my love and blessings to you if you're listening from there, because this morning on giving a distant healing to a client, I felt so ill and nauseous because the energy is just, it's whirlwind, it's explosive. I had to remove myself and try and create a sacred healing temple where I could bring this client and say, this is where we're going to heal. Because the energy hovering over that continent is so deeply, intensely charged with stuff, with purging, with negativity, with division, with segregation, that I felt quite sick to my stomach. So I send you loving blessings, and I ask you that if you are in that space, find a place to relax, find nature, find a place in nature to sit down and just breathe and hug a tree, place your feet in a river, swim in the ocean. But over the next 6 to 8 weeks, which is all we have left of 2020, I ask you to go walk in the field of self-inquiry and call your soul in with the words, be with me, help me to find you, help me to let go of these self-negating mechanisms, beliefs, thoughts, patterns I have in my head. Because it's not serving you and it's not serving me. And so I'm showing up in all of my authenticity today to tell you I'm also having a hard time. I'm also having a difficult time in seeing myself as this healer, as this teacher, as this guide, because there's also just this humble little Lisa who really doesn't have a lot of faith in herself, and that's tattooed on my wrist, right? We have faith in God, we have faith in Source, but how much faith do you have in yourself, dear one? How much faith and love do you have in yourself? So from my heart to yours, I'm asking you, go walk in the field, call in your soul, and acknowledge who you truly are with love and compassion. And if you have any questions or comments, I am here for you. I might have been hiding away a little bit in that I haven't made a video. I've stopped my meditations and things because I'm a human. I'm here on this planet dealing with my own stuff. And sometimes we just need to acknowledge that. So thank you for listening. Please subscribe, hit the notification button, have a browse through my channel. There's plenty of resources that might help you. And from my heart to yours, from my home to yours, I send you so much love and blessings, and hopefully I will be in touch again soon. Bye for now.